Welcome to this little series where I want to highlight some of the less popular shows of this anime season that I believe will be worth to watch. Popularity is based on MAL, and shows outside of the top 15 are what I deem to be less popular. So of course, this doesn't mean that the shows are obscure or anything, it just means that they're being watched a little bit less than others. So intro aside, let's jump into it. For this hype up, I want to talk about Vivy, Fluorite Eye's song. As a quick synopsis, AI technology has exploded in this world, and we end up in a situation where AIs are seemingly living hand in hand with humans. Somewhat. They are still simply machines, but there are some small steps that are being taken in order to change that really soon. I stutter. Now, the twist to this story is that we already know that things changed. Soon enough, the AIs will have the same rights as humans. In fact, we'll end up in the point where the AIs kill the humans in 100 years. This has already happened. Essentially, an AI from 100 years in the future has been sent to the present in order to prevent the destruction of humanity by the hands of AI. For this reason, this machine was sent to our main character, Vivy, who is also an AI, and more specifically, the first autonomous humanoid AI. So she looks like a human, whereas all the other ones at the present time kind of very clearly look like robots. So yeah, it's a story about trying to prevent AIs from taking over and destroying the world. I don't honestly know how interesting that sounds, because as an idea, that's been thought of many times. However, I haven't personally ever actually seen anything that has that plot. Yes, I have not watched The Terminator either, sorry. That is what The Terminator's about, right? Anyways, lack of culture aside, I do see that there could potentially be an issue, but it depends on how the show handles it. And that's the fucking time travel. Because, like, let's face it, right? I've watched Steins Gate. We've all watched it, right? And since watching Steins Gate, I do not fuck with time travel. No show has ever done it right. Like, it's not good. Now, I don't think it's completely necessary for this show to, like, explain the time travel, but at the same time, it's probably going to be somewhat important to the plot. I mean, I highly doubt people just have a fucking time machine laying in the corner to send back a robot to save humanity. Like, that's a bit too convenient if it's just, like, left as is, you know? Of course, it may be different. I mean, technology in this world is very advanced, so maybe it works in some other ways. Like, who knows, they might just pull an Interstellar on us. I doubt it, but it could work. Maybe, no, it wouldn't. Please don't do that. But yeah, so far that's pretty much my only complaint, and which means I don't actually have any current complaints, because that hasn't happened yet and doesn't need to. This seems to me like a pretty interesting show. Oh, one more thing I should add. In this world, for some reason, they weren't capable of programming AIs to do more than one thing, so all of them were made to follow one specific rule. Vivy, the main character, her rule is that she has to make the world happy through her singing. So if you see the music genre in the tags, that's why. In the first 2 episodes, there isn't too much singing, but it's there. You'll see it. You'll see it. So a lot of her choices will probably go back to that, which could, at some point, bring a pretty emotional scene, I would think. I mean, music makes scenes emotional, and she will be singing a lot, so I can only imagine. Oh yeah, and I guess the significance of Vivy being the first humanoid is that in the future, all of the AIs are humanoid. So all the prior AIs are kind of destroyed, while Vivy was, like, stored in a museum, so that's why she was kept safe. And that's the reason the AI that was sent to the past was sent to Vivy. So yeah, there's some, convenience in there, which makes sense, which I'm glad are explained. So yeah, we have some pretty interesting characters, a really, really interesting world, and so potentially a fucking decent story. I won't guarantee that this will be amazing, because again, it very much depends on how this story moves forward. Because hold up. Okay, sorry, the AI that was sent to the past, his name is Matsumoto. Let's just use that for convenience sake. So Matsumoto obviously has like all of the data of the last 100 years stored in him. So he knows everything that's going to happen, which is why he's trying to prevent certain things. And he specifically says that he doesn't want to interfere too much with the world. Whereas Vivy wants to save people if she can. That's because she wants to help everyone be happy listening to her music, right? That was what I was alluding to earlier. So yeah, there is already some tension between the characters, and I think exploring that will be interesting and add a bit of depth to the story. So yeah, I won't guarantee this to be an amazing story, but I think it will be. It just depends on how the story moves forward. So if you're up for this, give it a watch. If not, keep an eye on it for a couple weeks and see what you think. So yeah,